Right now, if you need to have a certain feeling, or yes, if you need to have a certain feeling or incentive to achieve your goals or achieve what you're trying to accomplish, then you're never going to do it, because if it is based on a certain feeling that you feel, if it is based on how fresh you are, if it is based on the amount of energy you have at that moment, then you're not gonna get it done. Because the reality of life is that there will be days where you just feel tired, like you've slept for the 8 hours needed, but the body still feels tired sometimes. Sometimes you'll try to sleep earlier. Maybe you'll try to, okay, and you decide, all right, today I'm gonna sleep at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, to make sure that when I wake up, I am productive and I get the work done. And sometimes that won't work out, because you might run into an inconvenience where you have to help your brother or your sister with something that needs to be done, where you have to help them at that time, right? And there's no way around it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to help them, right? And that makes you okay. I have to be like, okay, fine, I won't sleep at 7, I'll sleep at 8, right? And even though you bummed about it, you sort of not happy about it, you can accept it and be like, okay, fine, I take my L, and you know, let me carry on with life, right? And that is the reality of some situations. Some situations you can set a time to do something, and you just, something comes up where you cannot do it, right? You can't do that thing, and you need to do it at a later stage of the day, at a later time, bro. But you have to get it done. You need to get it done, and that is the perspective needed when you think about discipline. Discipline is about getting things done, getting it done at the time it needs to be done, right? If it's not at the time it needs to be done, but getting it done, like doing it over and over and over again. And it's, you need to practice, and you need to do that thing over and over and over again. If you want to change your life, if you want to change your mindset, if you just want to change who you are at the moment, right? If you want to change who you are at this moment, it's decided by the actions you take today. The actions you take today, the actions you take tomorrow, will decide who you are in 2 years' time, who you are in 3 years' time. And so you need to take the actions needed to be taken today and tomorrow to be the person that you desire to be in 2 years' time. As a human being, when you decide that you will accomplish something significant in your life, and you have written about it, you've made the plan, you see the direction, and you decide, okay, I'm gonna follow this plan, right? And you act on that plan. When you act on the plan to that, when you act on the plan needed to change your life, when you act on the plan that you've written down, when you act on the plan that you've made notes on your laptop on, right? And you're like, okay, this is how I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna do this, and that. When you repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly act on those actions, right, new neural pathways will begin to form in the brain, and it will form consistent action. It will take consistent action. It will get easier and easier and easier for you to do that thing, right? Maybe you set a schedule of, okay, Monday and Tuesday, I'm gonna write. I'm writing. I wanna practice my writing skills. The next week you continue, Monday, Tuesday, you continue to do it. The next week you've continued to do it. When you continue and continue to do it, now it doesn't become a hassle. You can be tired. You can feel like, I feel like sleeping, and then you think, no, I need to write. It's easier now to overcome that feeling of dryness, that feeling of tiredness, that feeling of just right? It's easier to overcome such feelings because you've done it over and over and over again, because the brain has formed new neural pathways to be like, okay, let's go, okay, let's go, okay, let's go, right? Because you've taken that consistent action. And that is all that is needed. You just need to keep acting on the plan. And when you act on the plan, at some point you will find that, okay, I need to pivot a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, right? When you act on that plan, you will find, okay, I need to pivot a little this way, just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, right? And the only way you can find that out, the only way you can get that clarity, the only way you can get the clarity to pivot a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, the only way you can get the clarity to pivot in the first place is by taking action. Taking action is the only way you will get the clarity to be like, okay, let me pivot this way. Because you've been collecting, every time you've taken the action, you've been collecting data, you've been collecting information to see, okay, does this work, does that work, and then you know, okay, this works, okay, that works, let me double down on what works, let me triple down on what works. And that's how it goes, right? Discipline doesn't require feeling. It's just to do what you need to do at the time you need to do it. And that's just it. That's just how you improve your life. That's just how you change your life. Right? To get the results you desire in life, you need that discipline. You need it. You need that discipline in order to get the results that you desire in life. Right? Discipline shapes your character as well, and it makes you a better person. It makes you a better human being. And that's just the reality.